uwager.lv, sportsbook, and casino. Sign up today at uwager.lv, the premier online sportsbook, taking wagers since 1998. The most player-friendly lines, weekly juice specials, and a true dime line in MLB. Unique casino platforms with thousands of games. Play poker, high stakes, low stakes, or tournament play. uwager.lv, what we offer. Free same-day payouts. Customer service and wagering support, 24/7, year-round. Free monthly rebates on your action and daily casino rebates. Contests, free bets, best bonuses, and giveaways. Generous referral program. Get an 80% free play bonus on your first deposit, up to $1,000. Sign up today, and use promo code SPORTSWEB. Remember, you can't win if you don't play.
Are you an athlete or professional struggling with life or career transition? Life isn't always easy, but hope is always present. Best Hope Counseling will help you move forward. For nearly a decade, licensed marriage and family therapist Larry Baumgartner has helped clients empower change and discover solutions using a solution-focused therapy approach. Conversations will focus on what you desire to change, not just the problems that brought you into counseling. From anger to depression or other emotions, Best Hope Counseling is there for you. Contact Larry personally on his direct line at 727-946-1346. Again, 727-946-1346 for a telehealth appointment in Florida and Minnesota, or in person an appointment in Minnesota. Take time out and begin your game plan to reconnect, rebuild, and restore happiness in your life. BestHopeCounseling.com. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your post-game edition of the Evolution on Sports Talk Television after your first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC South dispose of the New Orleans Saints 26-9. Who dat? We dat. You know, Cam Jordan said this week this wasn't a rivalry. He's absolutely correct. You're right, Mr. Jordan. It is not a rivalry. You know why? Because the Bucs have dominated the last 2 years. 3 things to start off the show. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Oh, yeah, I'm fired up because you know why? We hate the Saints on this show. We do. I said we. That's right. Bucs Nation, we hate the Saints. And that was complete and total domination for the majority of the game. For the majority of the game, that Bucs defense was on it today, causing turnovers. By the way, somebody get Jason Light on the phone. Antoine Winfield Jr., he's up for a contract extension. He played out of his mind today. One of the biggest plays of the game. Because it certainly looks like the Saints are going to get back into the game, right? Ill-advised throw by Baker. Yes, I know you Baker haters are out there. I get it. But you know what? The Bucs get a break. And instead of the ball being placed at the 25 yard line, the Saints get the ball at the 1. Very next play, peanut punch. Charles Tillman. No, Antoine Winfield Jr. causing the fumble, getting the fumble back, giving the Bucs offense short field, and going in and scoring a touchdown. That was huge. Trey Palmer, second touchdown of the year. So we'll definitely talk about it. You Baker haters out there, have you changed your mind? I mean, what does this guy got to do? I mean, you look at the numbers. 25 for 32, 246, 3 touchdowns. The ill-advised 1 interception. But it's a whole different offense, is it not? With a mobile quarterback. I mean, look, he's not Lamar Jackson, not by any means. But some of the stuff he's doing right now, making things happen. Tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines. Ed leading it off here on the Evolution after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the New Orleans Saints 26-9. First place all alone in the NFC South. Go.
Wow, what a game, huh? And you know what? Here's an interesting stat. We'll just start right off with this. This is the third straight, first time ever in the history of the franchise, third straight win over the Saints.
Wow, is that right? Is that right? I gotta ask,
right. You
Mr.
swept them last year.
Yeah, you swept them last year, and you beat them this first game here, and it had all the makings, right? It had all the makings. Derek Carr is coming off an injury. Nobody thinks he's gonna play. Of course, he decides. The Saints decide he's going to play. Which, by the way, thanks a lot, Jameis Winston, for playing that one series and throwing an interception. Right there. You got to love that. And the defense was all over the place today. I mean, say whatever you want to about this Todd Bowles defense. You know, this is the best thing for them right now, both offensively and defensively, to get to this bye week. And you have to feel good about it, right, Ed?
Oh, I feel great about it.
Okay.
It's the Bucs division right now.
It is.
All Tampa Bay.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Well, I tell you right now, I'm going to go out to Paul Stewart on that statistic about winning 3 in a row, but you're exactly right. And, you know, I know you hate the Saints. I know a lot of Bucs fans hate the Saints. You hate Cam Jordan. You hate everything about them today. But, you know, and again, your defense does the job. You're holding, you know, the passing game in check. Alvin Kamara's coming back. Oh, no. You know, what happened last week? That Bucs defense was up for the task. They were definitely up for the task. Give credit to where credit is due. That Bucs defense making life miserable for Kamara. He had some runs there, but not big-time plays. No big-time plays in this game at all. And once again, Antoine Winfield Jr. just playing lights-out football right now. So
yeah, Antoine Winfield Jr. is a madman.
Yes.
He really is.
Yes.
And the reason why I hate the Saints so much, and I just love it, I just really get an extra, you know, heartbeat over when they win,
yes,
is because what happened in the first half of that game when they tried to take out Baker Mayfield. It was just such a dirty freaking hit.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. The guy should have got ejected, in my opinion.
Well, you got a 15-yard penalty after you scored the touchdown and kicked the extra point, and it just shows Baker's toughness. And on third down, and I think this is like a real statistic or something like that. It's like 91% or something. I think they got stuffed on the Keyshawn Vaughn third down. But anytime Baker is passing on third down, he's either running for the first down or completing passes. He did that. There was a big completion to Devin Tompkins. And who could forget Chris Godwin, which we'll get back to in a moment. Over 100 receiving yards today. Mike Evans goes out early with a hamstring injury. Doesn't matter to this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Ed, thanks a lot for the call. Use that second call if you want to, my friend. All right?
Okay, my man.
All right, good stuff there. So open phone lines if you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you should. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So once again, Bucs go to 3-1, 26-9 over the New Orleans Saints. Let's go out to my co-host here. Here we go. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire of the sports web. And you know what? I really don't have an intro for him, but he is Mr. BuckPower.com himself. To me, he is the official historian of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So why not get him something old school? You want some old school? You got old school. Here we go. Let me go out to Paul Stewart across the pond. Gentlemen, a banner day for this Bucs defense, a banner day for this offense. All three phases of the game came up winners today for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here, I'm going to start with you. Give me your overall analysis for the Bucs moving to 3-1, all alone in the NFC South in first place. Welcome to the Evolution.
I'm going to say it twice. You ready, Pete?
Yes.
Told you. I told you. Oh, by the way, Pete, don't look now. If you notice, it says a little different here. It says 27-8.
27-8, yes.
That's because I'm 5-0 in the early games.
Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful.
3 underdogs, 2 money lines, and one of the money lines were who? The Bucs.
The Bucs. You're absolutely right. Good stuff there, Greek, as always. We'll get back to you on the Bucs in a moment, but I know I want to get Paul on here for a little bit. Give me his analysis. To me, the official historian of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Get on that. And also, get on Antoine Winfield. Get that man a contract right now because that guy is playing out of his mind. Welcome to the Sports Web, Paul.
Well, thank you very much, Peter. And I can confirm it is the first time the Bucs have ever beaten the Saints 3 times in a row. We have beaten them 3 times in a row consecutively in the Superdome, but we've never beaten them 3 straight times. So it was a great win. Now, I also want to give credit to the whole defensive backfield and the scheme today, because there was one name you never heard, Carlton Davis, because they never threw anywhere near him. There was lockdown coverage. The whole scheme, there was a lot more zone play today. That's the least I've ever seen a Todd Bowles defense blitz, but it was absolutely the right scheme for today's game. The Saints were held to under 200 yards. Fantastic defense. Winfield made the big plays, but the whole secondary, everybody was part of that today. 3-1, and I could combine it with the European winning the Ryder Cup. That's the only time I mention it, but I'm a very happy person right now on this side of the Atlantic.
Well, I know you are, and they absolutely dominated the U.S. Their last check, I heard it was like they were up 5 straight. What did they end up winning on that?
It was by 5 points. The singles ended up being split today, but who cares? We won. Your co-host, JP Peterson, owes me a polo shirt now, Peter.
Well, there you go. JP Peterson owing people a lot of money there. And you look at Derek Carr here, Harry, 23 for 37, 127, no touchdowns, no interceptions, a fumble at the end of the game. To me, he didn't look healthy. I think the Bucs defense helped that. They did get enough pressure on him. You saw him escape a couple times there. You also saw when he decided to scale the pocket and throw the ball, he was short on that. Do you think, in your opinion, that they should have started Jameis Winston instead of Derek Carr?
Oh, without questions, they should have started Jameis Winston in that game. Their chances would have been a little bit better in that game to win the ball game. I still like Tampa in the game, even if Jameis was playing. With that being said, yeah, you're right. I mean, his shoulder does not look healthy, and it sure as hell didn't benefit him when Tampa got called for that personal foul. Oh, I think I actually said that too.
You did. Green picked that up, number 91, driving him into the ground. A lot of Bucs fans upset about
That
that.
helps that shoulder just a smidge.
Well, it definitely doesn't help, but they're always going to call a lot of Bucs fans up in arms, Paul. But that's the new rule. They're going to call that, especially when the defensive player puts his weight on the quarterback, right?
Yeah, that was a totally correct call. I don't want to hear any Buccaneer fan ever complaining about officiating after the incredibly generous call on that play at the 1 yard line, which should have been a touchback for the Saints. Even Dean Palladino came on and said straight away that should have been a touchback. It meant the Saints had to try and run the ball for the one. The Bucs forced a turnover. We get a touchdown out of it. That was an incredibly huge break. So I don't want to hear any whinging about officials from anyone in orange, pewter, or red after that tonight.
Yeah, they definitely worked into the favor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers early. They had lots of penalties, lots of stupid penalties, not only 15 yards, but 5 yards and false starts. I mean, we saw Chris Godwin throw a pass in this game. I mean, this is how creative this offense is. But I got to go back to my man here, Harry the Greek, because you've been screaming at the top of the rooftops about this offense being balanced. Yes, Hulk Hogan, I see you right there with your hand over your ear. You look at it from the end of the day, 33 carries, 114 yards. Rashad White, 15 for 56. Baker Mayfield, 8 for 31. Keyshawn Vaughn, 9 for 16 there. Overall, this was a well-balanced effort. Of course, passing the ball 32 times. So you ran the ball more than you passed the ball, and that leads to balance, and that also leads to plays down the field, which, by the way, Chris Godwin makes a big one, has a big day, over 100 receiving yards. Your thoughts, Harry the Greek?
You already stole all my thunder. I don't even know what else to say. I can't even follow up with it because that's what I said the game plan should have been in the first place. Run the ball, doesn't make a difference if you're making the first downs, if you're getting those big chunks of yards, because you have to respect the run game, i.e., Keyshawn Vaughn, 9 rushes, 15 yards. That's not moving the football. But they were still persistent to run the ball because I assure you that play action is going to be open downfield.
Much has been made about White and his running style, and even Todd Bowles mentioned it this week, how he's not always strong to the hole. He wants to look for the big play. Harry, did you see a difference in his running style? And then I'll go out to you, Paul.
Yeah, he was hitting the hole a lot quicker, and he wasn't trying to dance around left and right. He sees the holes. He's reading and he's reacting. This is finally what he was supposed to do against a very good defensive line, especially for stopping the run.
Yeah, Paul, what do you say?
Yeah, the one thing I will give you, I'll give you some bad news and some good news. The bad news is the interior offensive line, Filer, Hainsey, and Mork, are terrible at run blocking on the inside. The good news, they're really, really good at pass blocking on the inside. Now, if you notice, most of the big runs that White had were where they brought either a tackle, Gedica, or one of the tight ends across on almost like an extended trap block to help the interior line out. So this is something they're going to have to work on because it is a problem. But they have to stick with the run. It's no good saying, oh, it's not working, give it up. That's what happened the last couple of years, and we saw that. So the reason the running game worked in total was because they stuck with it, and eventually you do break a big play, and Mayfield makes the plays on third down with his feet as well. So there are problems on the interior offensive line with the run blocking, but the pass blocking was absolutely superb. Go back and watch some of those plays. The touchdown to Tompkins, Mayfield had 5 to 6 seconds to block, and they had a 4 to 5 man rush on that. It was tremendous to watch. Credit to those guys on that aspect of the game plan today.
You know, Paul, I want to piggyback on that, and I respect your opinion on that, but they are really good run blockers. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. Their pass blocking ability, in my opinion, from all the tape that I'm watching, is mediocre at best. But when you run the football, it allows you to it allows the defense to sit back on their heels a little bit. And that extra second before they're trying the bull rush, that's all the difference in the time for a quarterback, especially for a Baker Mayfield, who, by the way, really bought a lot of time. And Paul, you're correct. They did have some extra time throwing the football because of Baker Mayfield's legs. I'm telling you, all those plays that you've seen that really didn't get positive yards really, really made the difference when that passing game was opening up. A really great point on that, Paul.
I'll tell you what, we'll go back to Baker in a moment, but I want to ask Paul, because we kind of talked about this at nauseum also about the offense last year. A lot of people say the offensive line is not improved. They still have work to do. They'll get that opportunity. I still think they're doing a fair job at the end of it. You're not giving up a lot of sacks. You are still getting pressure, but because of Baker Mayfield and his mobility, that is helping you out because he's able to escape pressure. And also when he's able to get outside of the pocket, he's also able to make some things happen. Is that the biggest difference in this offense, in your opinion, with Tom Brady basically being a Statue of Liberty last year behind that line?
Oh, totally. And two other people I want to give real credit for are the tackles. Tristan Wirfs on the left side, Luke Gedeke on the right side. Where you've got a scrambling quarterback, how often do the tackles get called for holding? Because they try and extend the play, the quarterback's coming outside them, and the hands go outside. It hasn't happened. And it never happened today. You've never heard Wirfs or Gedeke's name got called, but if you watch them, they were doing a tremendous job in both aspects of the game. Their run blocking was great. Their pass blocking was exceptional. So, yeah, like you said, Tom Brady couldn't move outside the pocket, and every defense in the NFL knew it last year. This year, they've got to be aware of that. So, straight away, you've got a linebacker who's maybe, he's got to spy Mayfield. Whereas last year, he could come straight in on the blitz and put an extra man on the pressure because he knew Brady wasn't going to escape. Now he's got to wait. So, you saw a lot of that this time where the Saints middle linebacker or the weak side backer was having to stay in to protect in case Mayfield rolled out, and it is providing an extra man in the box that's going to allow the players to develop and move further downfield.
Hey, he brings up a great point here, and you talked about Baker's mobility, Harry, and what he could bring to the table. And you look at his numbers, 25 for 32, 246, 3 touchdowns. The televised throw there where, before the half, the corner has the positioning. You can't make that throw. Godwin is also pushed out of bounds, so it's not going to be a good play in the first place. But what have you seen out of Baker, not only with throwing the ball from the pocket, but also scaling the pocket, making things happen? And, of course, third down passing has been amazing for this quarterback.
That's because he's buying time in the pocket where he can step up, moves, he could slide left and right. That's where it's all coming from, especially when he's trying to move the ball with his legs and he's still looking downfield, and when the running backs are getting the carries. That's why third down passing efficiency has been really good.
Yeah, it's been really good. I'm looking at the numbers right now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on third down, trying to get those numbers as we speak because, that's what you're trying to do here. Third down conversions, 8 for 15 for the day, 5 for 14 for the Saints. That's a credit to the defense. Open phone lines if you want to talk with Harry the Greek and, of course, Mr. Paul Stewart of BuckPower.com across the pond. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to the comments here really quick. Let's go out to Ben Baker's Baking Baby. Let's go. Let's go! Yes, I know it's Tom Brady, but whatever. We dominated, says Christopher Cole. Absolutely. Hopefully Mike is okay. Big time concern. I mean, maybe this is the reason why the Bucs have not re-signed him in the first place. I mean, we can all sit here all day long and say how great Mike is offensively, probably one of the best Bucs in history, but also what you could say about Mike Evans. Not only sometimes you're going to have some critical drops, but also a hamstring issue. Tried to test it before or after halftime, couldn't do it. They decided to rule him out. Harry, was this the best possible thing to do, especially with Trey Palmer, Devin Tompkins stepping up, and the great Chris Godwin once again, over 100 receiving yards. In fact, in the game, 8 catches for 114 yards, including a big-time third down play there for 42 yards to put the Bucs in the opportunity to win this game.
I'd love to give you an honest answer on that. I have to watch the tape on this again, and I'm going to be rewatching it this evening. And, on Monday or Wednesday, that's a fair question for me because then I can give you an honest assessment. Because yes, and yes, and yes, from the eye test, but let me rewatch it, and then I can tell you if that was really good gameplay or whether or not they may have gotten lucky. Because in a lot of cases, I mean, teams can get lucky and certain players can get lucky, i.e. the Chicago Bears. Just take a look at what happened with Justin Fields today. The guy come out 16 for 16. I think he missed 2 passes on the entire day, passed for over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and you lose.
You lose. You lose
and
to
you
the Denver
lose.
Broncos.
Okay. So until I can physically see
Wow.
replay of this game and watch the tape for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm going to hold those opinions off because, as you know, Pete, I try to articulate everything that I see.
Absolutely, you do, and you do a fine job. That's why you're the co-host here of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Harry the Greek, Mr. Paul Stewart across the pond there at buckpower.com. No Quarter Given podcast with yours truly, along with Jason Powers on that. Lots of great stuff there, especially I call him the official historian of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, he's the unofficial, but Godwin there, 42 yards, 3rd and 7, big-time play. Big-time player in this situation. Mike Evans, was that the right decision, in your opinion, to hold him out, get him ready for Detroit in a couple of weeks? And once again, is this the reason why maybe the Bucs are not paying him that contract extension? Because, as always, he has those hamstring problems.
Yeah, it was totally the right decision. And that would usually be a medical decision, not a coaching one, to do something like that. And the situation with the Evans is, yes, he's the greatest receiver in Buccaneer history, but when you sign a new contract, you're paying him for 2024, 25, and 26, not what he has done in the past. So that is why, you have to put emotion aside, and it's what will you do for me in the future, not what have you done for me lately? But one thing I will say is on Harry, on your betting situations. Don't forget, you had to back Denver today. Any team that concedes 70 points is now 1-0 in the last 30 years in the NFL.
Yeah, you had to back them, but if you watch the game, it was very unfortunate. There was. I know we're doing a post game show for the Buccaneers, but let's be real.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, you're winning the game. It's not a problem, and then all of a sudden you're going for it on 4th down, and the game is tied deep in Denver's area, and the head coach decides, I think we're going to go for it on 4th down for absolutely no reason at all. Because the worst thing that could have happened was Denver was going to go back down, score a field goal, and send the game into overtime. It's bad coaching, it's bad play, it's a lot of bad things, and I'm going to stand by, like I said from before, Justin Fields is not the guy. Had a career day, and it still wasn't good enough. And the coaching, that was the worst coaching I've seen since Mark Trestman.
Wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you could say.
I can't really comment too much because I wasn't really watching the Bears game, because outside of the Bucs game, I was tracking 3 of my fantasy baseball teams that have got a chance of winning leagues tonight. So I'm, a bit sort of, on two camps today. But I've had such a winning, successful day. I can't really fail today, Harry.
Here you go. Let me give you some stats here.
Well, give me some stats here. And I tell you what, while you're giving me stats, I'm going to keep on reading these comments. Barbara Allen says, great game. Absolutely. Let's go on to me. Sador, did Zion finally prove he has what it takes? Now, you talked about this secondary, not only coming into the game, you're without Jamel Dean, but also early on in the game, you lose Ryan Neal to a concussion. So you're down D. Delaney. You're down Zion McCollum. And once again, you look at Derek Carr's numbers. What were his numbers, gentlemen? 127 passing yards for the whole day. I would say.
The shoulder's in good shape, Pete.
Yeah. All right. We'll save that thought here, guys. Let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on with yours truly, Harry the Greek and Paul Stewart across the pond.
This is Mike.
What's going on, Mike? What do you think about the game today? Your first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, my gosh. What a fucking game. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. It's all right. I'll let it pass. F the Saints. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Big statement game.
Yes.
Big freaking I'm just like.
You almost did it again, didn't you?
No, I'm good, though.
How many F-bombs have you dropped today, Mike? About as many passes as Chris Olave had the first. Go ahead.
One, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad that it was a big statement game.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Try to get your thoughts. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. It's okay. You're on live.
Hold on. Let me get, because I'm like bundled like nerves and excitement here. Bear with me a little bit.
You're on the sports web, my friend. There's no reason to be nervous, or you should be excited. But come on, your Bucs are 3-1. You got Baker Mayfield. Tell me, are you a Baker Mayfield fan? Do you believe in Baker Mayfield now? How about that? Let's fire it up here, Mike.
I do.
Okay.
And you know what though? this is for all the who that said that we're heading back to the basement after Brady retired.
Right.
And what happened? We go into New Orleans, we destroy them, we obliterate them.
And you beat their ass. How about that? I'll curse for you a little bit. You beat their ass today physically at the point of attack. You run the ball like you want to. Also, Baker escapes Cam Jordan on the first touchdown to throw to Cade Otton. Yes.
We shut up all the Who Dat Nation.
Yes.
And this game was the shades of Super Bowl 55.
Well, I mean, I don't know about Super Bowl 55, but it was definitely a great defensive performance where the Bucs defensive line put enough pressure on them. Mike, thanks a lot for the call, my friend. I appreciate you. It sounds like you're excited about this. Gentlemen, we were talking about the secondary. Paul, you talked about this. And Mike, if you want to call back, you can. No problem. Get your thoughts together. You seem like you're very excited about being on the show, but got to get your thoughts together, my friend. Paul, you talked about it off air, how great this secondary was. Go ahead and expound on that a little bit, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's the scheme. It was the scheme today. So you say we saw more zone defense today than we've ever seen from a Todd Bowles defense. And that's the mark of a good defensive coordinator, in the fact that you look at what you're up against and you change your scheme accordingly. You don't just play your own thing. So the fact that Jamel Dean wasn't playing and we've got McCollum in there, the fact we lost Ryan Neal and D. Delaney coming in there, it's interchangeable parts. So it's not just the fact that an individual player did well just because he made a big play and called out on the commentary. It's because the scheme was good. And just while we're on the subject of commentary, can I just say that Robert Smith is the worst analyst I've ever seen since I did the job on British TV. And I felt really sorry for Chris Myers trying to carry him today. And Peter, you and I were messaging about it. He was pretty bad. He was almost as bad as the Saints offense was.
Yeah, I tell you right now, who would have thought what was worse? His commentator, Chris Olave, in his game today. I mean, credit to where credit is due. That Bucs defense really centered on him today. Chris Olave didn't have a catch until later on in the third quarter. I mean, that's a big-time key. That is their biggest weapon. It's not Michael Thomas. It's not Slant Boy, even though he performed somewhat well today. Tell you what, save the thought. Let's go back out to the phone lines. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You already know who this is.
Oh,
don't even play.
Okay, well, tell me who you are there. This is
this is yours truly. This is Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams, what do you think, man? Get excited about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers being in first place in the NFC South. Yes.
Hey man, I am very pleased with my defense.
Okay.
I'm very pleased with them guys. Man.
Okay.
I'm very pleased with them guys. Hey, Chris, I take my hat off to Chris, man. He done a hell of a job.
You did. Chris Godwin definitely stepped up today in the place of Mike Evans. And look, I thought he had to do that, have that type of game. Yes.
Yeah, right. Like I call Chris Mr. Penn State.
Okay.
Because he's always open. And my rookie.
Okay.
He is very nice, man. My rookie very nice. I like him too.
Okay, the rookie. Okay.
Like I say,
Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
With the second touchdown, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, man. I am really impressed with him, and like I say, the next touchdown that he get, man, I hope my veterans teach him how to celebrate in the end zone.
You didn't like the celebration by Palmer, huh?
Yeah,
Needs to work on it.
Yeah, right. See, we gotta step it up like Ric Flair now.
You said Ric Flair? You said Ric Flair?
I'm on the top of the South now. We got to step it up a notch.
Okay.
We got to bring out a Ray Lewis dance or something.
Well, that's kind of stealing, isn't it? It's kind of nice to be more creative with
man.
that.
And then, the quarterback, Mr. Mayfield. Hey,
you starting to believe in him? Do you believe in Baker Mayfield? Yes or no? Yeah. Let me ask you this, Mr. Williams. Hold on.
Yeah.
You had your doubts before the in the postseason, or not the postseason, the offseason. Do you believe in Baker Mayfield?
Right? Okay, he threw his first interception against the Eagles. Okay?
Right, correct. Last game,
right?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
Okay. He did not win on the prime time. Okay. Hey, things happen.
Right, correct. Team effort. Yes.
The man still trying to show everybody that he still got life.
Well, he's definitely got life, especially when it comes to third down and passing, and whether he's passing the ball or trying to escape pressure and make it on a first down. I think that's gutsy.
He can run.
Right. Exactly.
And he can get away.
Exactly. Good stuff,
Mr. Get away, and I really, I like his foot movement.
He's got lots of mobility here, Paul, right?
Because he like the other guy I had in here, number 12.
Yes.
He was running like an 80-year-old man.
80-year-old man,
right,
yes.
Yeah, right. Like I say, hey, my defense stood up.
Yes.
And I really, hey, man, Todd Bowles, keep up the good work, and let's see where the rest of our season goes. But right now, as being a big fan, we just gonna let this one here soak in, man, and it's on.
Yeah, enjoy it, my friend. Get some wings. You gotta ask. You gotta ask Harry here,
one,
Mr. Right? Williams. You gotta put.
Say,
yes,
Baker, get me 3 more wins, and I might go buy a jersey.
All right. 3 more wins for Baker Mayfield, and you might buy a jersey. Harry, I got to go out to you really quick with Mr. Williams on the phone.
Number love, man. Hey, man.
Appreciate you. Yes.
Hey, man. Like I say, where my boy Harry at?
Harry's right here. Harry, you owe him some wings, don't you, buddy?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, Harry. Where my chicken wings?
Where are your chicken wings for the Bears game?
Oh, yeah. That's true. I owe you some chicken
Mr.
wings.
Williams, we got to get together here on the sports web and have Harry buy you wings and buy everybody else in the bar wings. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah, right. But so where we need to go to the press box, Harry?
Whenever you want to go, Mr. Williams. Whenever you want to go.
Let's do that.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I love y'all brothers, man. Hey, man, y'all boys keep up the good work.
We'll do.
Hey, man, are we gonna let this soak in on the way flying back home, man?
Yeah.
We're going to be ready for the next one.
Well, you got a bye week, so there's no next one. So you get an opportunity to rest and get ready for Detroit.
Can get the bumps and bruises off, and
that's
then
it.
We'll be ready.
That's it. All right, Mr. Williams, thanks a lot for the call. Let me go ahead and give you the Ric Flair. Woo! I mean, he was worried about the celebration there by Trey Palmer. What did you think there, Paul? Was they going old school there with the celebration by Palmer?
Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it, that we're talking about celebrations as something to talk about in post-game instead of having a go at particular players. And I saw one of the comments just come through. I think it was Randy Henson just came up with a great comment about how Baker Mayfield is proving to his teammates he's a leader. And he is. And this is the great thing about it. And just a couple of other final points before I have to go, because it's 10 o'clock in the evening here in the UK now.
Absolutely.
It's the fact to say we're 3-1, which no one expected. We're worried about what players' celebration dances are. Our kicker's been almost perfect, and I know as a friend of mine likes to say he's only got one job to do, but he's done it really well. 51-yard field goal for Mr. McLaughlin today. Right now, everything is looking good for the Bucs. They're not an upper echelon team. The Philadelphia Eagles showed us that on Monday night, but right now they're ahead of where we expected. In golfing terms, sorry, I'm going to do it again, we're under par, and being under par is good in golf. So right now, celebrate today, enjoy it. We've got a week off next week, and then we come back in the orange colours, which I'm wearing, of course, and we'll see where we are then. But I love Victory Sundays. Peter, give me a woohoo before I go.
Absolutely. Woo! And I'll tell you what, I'm going to also give you an air horn. And I'm going to give you this, too. All right, good stuff, my friend. Appreciate you. Fire those cannons.
And I'll be singing that in person with you in 6 weeks' time when I see you at the Tennessee game, my friend.
Sounds good. BuckPower.com. Get on it, Bucs fans. Paul Stewart, the official historian, in my opinion, the unofficial historian. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, get on that. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. All right? Good stuff there. Let's come back out to you, Harry the Greek. We'll take your phone calls because phone line is open after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers moved to 3-1, 26-9 over the Saints. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Are you yawning at this point? Am I boring you? Am I not entertaining enough?
No. Everything is perfect on that route. I might have to disappear for a few, and I might be able to join here in a little bit. Just check your text.
All right, I will definitely check my text messages here. Harry the Greek, we'll see you in a little bit there. Let's go ahead and read these comments. And again, take your phone calls if you want to call in after the Bucs defeat the New Orleans Saints 26-9. Let's go out to Mr. Ed. Ed there from Palm Harbor using your second call. Give me your thoughts here on that Bucs big victory over the Saints.
Yeah, first I want to congratulate the Greek for having a great week.
Yes.
For picking the things out. He even called a personal foul for roughing the passer.
He
That
did.
was great.
He did. He absolutely did. Yes.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes.
I was really impressed with our DBs today because the Saints have some wide receivers now.
Mm-hmm.
They do. And we actually were just down to, an angling always hurt. Now, Davis was playing today, and he played well.
Played very well.
And
yes.
He played well, yeah. And, they actually, pulled it off, considering what they were up against. And I think this might have been the best group of wide receivers that they went up against with the Saints in a while. So they should feel really good about themselves. They're going to be able to build on this for the next 2 weeks. And it's awesome. It's always good to go into a bye with a win. That's for sure.
Well, absolutely. You go into a bye with a win. You have the momentum. You feel good about the first part of the season, even with all the injuries, even with losing a Ryan Neal and, of course, a Mike Evans. You're able to still win. And then on top of it, you go into the bye week, and hopefully, you can get healthy because you still have number one pick out there, Kalijah Kancey, who's hurt, who really hasn't been able to make an impact. Now he gets that couple of weeks of health. Devin White is banged up. Vita Vea is banged up. Jamel Dean, we talk about it. Carlton Davis still banged up, played today. But all those players right now are banged up, and you're hoping that they can get that rest that's needed so you can play that second half of the season. What else, Ed?
Where did the Greek go?
The Greek left, so he is not necessarily feeling that great right now, and he may be back a little bit later. Who knows? But we got you covered here on the Sports Web, live on I Love St. Pete, and of course, my page and Bucs Live. So there you go.
It's all right. I just wanted to hear him, let him hear me give him props. But anyways,
yes.
I know it's early. It's only 3-3, and we're only 4 games into the season, but if the Bucs were to somehow, and this is a big if, win the Super Bowl, would Todd Bowles go down as the greatest Bucs coach of all time?
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't think anybody expects this team to win a Super Bowl right now, but the way they're playing defense, the way they're not turning over the ball, the way they're able to have time of possession, not making those critical mistakes, anything is possible. Would he go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time? Yeah, I definitely think he'd be going down as one of the greatest coaches of all time, not only coaching that defense, which didn't get their respect until the postseason, but yeah, because nobody expects this team to go to the Super Bowl. But first things first, let's see if they can win the NFC South and get to the playoffs, and then we'll discuss it. I think Todd Bowles is already up there in the pantheon, Leo word, of great coaches in Bucs history, especially being a defensive coordinator, defensive-minded coach. Ed, thanks a lot for the call. As always, there we go. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So going back to your question, did Zion finally prove he has what it takes? Certainly. I think he's proved what it takes. I think, there's a reason why the Bucs were so excited, because his rookie year, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the secondary. Let's talk about him. His tackling was not very good, right? And it's improved. And you saw that today with a big stick in the backfield there. With coming up and tackling, with not having any penalties there, pass interference penalties. Clean game by Zion McCollum, definitely. Let's go out to Gregory Key. Go Bucs. Absolutely go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to I'm Right. We that absolutely love that. Is Baker the best quarterback in the division? Unequivocally, yes, he is the best quarterback in the division. Who's better at this point? Desmond Ridder? No. Let's see here. Bryce Young. No. Who else do you got? Derek Carr? Well, what was it? How many yards today did he have? 127? No. So, yes, I definitely think Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in this division. And when it started, and I was one of those people out there that said, you know what? I think Derek Carr is an improvement over Jameis Winston and what that's saying. The Saints haven't had a good offense this year. Let's put it out there. I mean, credit to where credit is due. That Bucs defense did a hell of a job today. But they've had their problems. Is it all Derek Carr? That's unfair. Offensive line, not very good. We talked about that. Getting Alvin Kamara back. That didn't help today. Didn't matter. So, yes, Baker Mayfield is the top quarterback in this division. Ringless Cam, the Clown Jordan. Love the comment. Thank you. Where are all the doubters? They're not here. They're not here. I don't see Roger Shue. He's not here. LFG. Let's go on to me, Sador 100. Thank you. You know I'm right. AWJ 31, number one contract we need to get done. Absolutely. Played his ass off today. He really did. Led the Bucs in tackles on defense. Had a peanut punch. Charles Tillman. Big play in the game, which changes the momentum. Because you don't feel good about that. Because when Baker throws that ill-advised throw, of course, the Saints get it back at 1, which, they were lucky. They were fortunate on that call. But the Bucs will take it. Thanks a lot to the refs saying the momentum drove him into the end zone. Instead, they put the ball at the 1 instead of, 20, 25-yard line. That's big. And then Antoine Winfield Jr. causes the fumble. You get the ball back and you score a touchdown with Trey Palmer. It's huge. It's a huge play. And he also had a sack. So, sack, tackles for loss. I mean, somebody mentioned this. He's looking like, a young Rondé Barber at this point. I mean, he's just everywhere. He's all over the field. I mean, and the way Todd Bowles uses him in the slot to blitz, the way he covers so much ground. I mean, look at the play today against Chris Olave. They try to go down the field with Chris Olave. Makes the play. Pass deflection. Doesn't put his hands on the receiver like it's easy to do. You can put your hands on the receiver and then you get that flag and then it's 1st and goal for the Saints. No. Subtle. Looks back at the ball. Tips it away. Gets the ball tipped away. Big play. Technique. Awesome. Definitely deserves a contract extension. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. He's played well all year long. Let's face it. And look, again, not to make excuses, but this was a team that was coming in beaten up, and they got beaten up in this game. Lose Ryan Neal, you got D. Delaney. You don't see any big plays. You really don't see any big plays in this game at all. That was good. That was real good. Kimberly Lennon, great game. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go on to Mike O. When the Aints got their ass whooping. Kimberly Lennon and a win. Fire those cannons. Let's go out to Dave. That was a complete team win, offense, defense. And the best part, it was against the Saints. Earl Harris III. They thought the Bucs would be in last place without Brady. Got him. Go Bucs. Remember what you heard from Carlton Davis just a couple months ago. We're going to wreck. We're going to cause turnovers. We're going to cause havoc. The chip was on the shoulder of this Bucs defense today. It has been all year long. Say whatever you want to about Todd Bowles, and I think he's done an extremely fantastic job at coaching this team. Decision-making, clock management. He's had this team ready, and the defense has been great. They took a step back last year. This year, they're taking a step forward. And they're taking a step forward so much, they're putting a foot in the Saints' ass today. How do you like that? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Kimberly Lennon. Our D is on point. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly, again, let them all sleep. Absolutely. Let them all sleep on them. Kimberly, fire the cannons for that. Let's go out to Dave. Also, Lattimore is a bitch. got beaten, had to hold. You're exactly right. That was a big play of the game, which extends the drive. Because Evans, again, he goes out with a hamstring injury, but that first half, he was winning the battle. He was winning the war, my friend. 3 catches for 40 yards, including extending a drive on third down when Evans has Lattimore beat, and he has to grab him. And then, of course, that extends the drive, and eventually the Bucs are able to score. So he definitely was winning the battle. It was a shame he went out, but why take the chance? I mean, we all know how a hamstring injury can be a lingering thing, especially for Mike Evans. You want him 100%. So if you think this team can handle it, he can't play 100%, sit him on the bench. Get him ready for a couple weeks versus the Lions. We got this. Devin Tompkins, big catches today. Big touchdown to close out the game. How big was that? Baker Mayfield, like Paul Stewart said, 5 to 6 seconds. Looking, going through his progressions, waiting for a wide receiver to get open. And there is Devin Tompkins making an unbelievable catch, which was close. It was a touchdown. It was close. They got it. Why did they get it? Because he's going through his progressions. He's scaling the pocket. He's looking. He's not trying to force the ball like he did in the past. He works perfectly in this offense, and Tompkins helps his quarterback out. We always say it on this show. Help my quarterback out, whether it's blocking, whether it's running the ball, which the Bucs did a great job today, or whether it's a wide receiver getting separation. Tompkins did it today. We hit the bye at 3-1. Let's go! Let's go! All right, Sandra Nichols is watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web with I Love St. Pete, Amped Up Sports, absolutely 1252, loving the Bucs, walked all over them today. Way to go, Bucs. Gregory says Vita Vea is playing out of his mind too. I mean, you saw that today. The pressure was getting to Carr, and there was a couple times where the Bucs had opportunities. Even Shaq Barrett picks up a penalty because he grabs the face mask, but the pressure was there, and you could see that Carr, to me, was not 100%. And, you know, I get it. The Saints wanted to play him. They feel like he gives them the best chance to win. I don't think physically he's there. I saw some throws today that weren't good. He had wide open receivers, dropping passes, but also short on those passes. That's not going to help you out either. And the pressure was there. And how about Yaya Diaby early flashing that potential, which I talked about in the offseason? We saw that. We saw a little bit more of Yaya Diaby than you saw JTS. JTS nearly had a sack, couldn't finish. And that's a big thing coming into this season. But the pressure was there. And why was it there? Vita Vea in that middle, causing havoc like he always does. Cam Jordan, run your mouth some more and show me your Super Bowl rings while you're at it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah! Because I am not a Cam Jordan fan. I'm not. And this whole, nonsense of, well, they don't have Brady anymore, so they're going back to the cellar. Really? Did you forget, Mr. Jordan, that the Bucs beat you twice last year? Did you forget that? Pretty dominating efforts too, right? Pretty dominating? Yeah. Pretty dominating today too. Yeah, it's not a rivalry. That's for sure. You're right about that. All right, let's go out to Misador. Unsung heroes, Etienne and McCollum. Etienne, I mean, is this guy a rookie? Is this guy a rookie? The way he's playing right now? I mean, all over the place also. Pass breakups, not picking up any major penalties. Good tackling, good form. Is he a rookie? How is he a rookie undrafted free agent? Somebody tell me, all the Jason Light haters out there, can you tell me how Jason Light was able to find this player? And you won't give him credit for it, but you should, because he's turning out to be a primetime player for this defense. So absolutely good stuff. Me, appreciate you. Yeah. Let's go out to Ben. AWJ looked quick. Great game. He's looked quick all year long. Baker is over 75.8 completion percentage on third down. Amazing statistics. Amazing. What, 76% completion percentage on third down? That's a gimme. I mean, how much more does Baker Mayfield have to prove? Are you Bucs fans buying in now? Are you buying into this quarterback, who to me is young still? What, he's 28 years old, 29 years old? How many offensive coordinators, how many coaches? We talked about it. Grit. He showed it. He showed it on multiple third downs. going and putting his head down, getting it on second down. When you need big chunks of yardage, you can't find anybody. Instead of trying to force the ball or throw the ball away, I'm taking off. I'm being decisive. That's the kind of quarterback he's been this year. And when it comes to third down, you need a big play. Devin Tompkins on that drive, that last drive. Chris Godwin for 42 yards. Perfect pass. Perfect. I mean, that's what you asked for. That is a killer. It kills the defense. It kills the defense's momentum when you're converting third downs. It's a beautiful thing, Bucs fans. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's a good comment as always.
Yeah!
I guess the S, I don't know what that is. We shut down Kamara, crashed the car. I mean, you look at Kamara's final numbers there. 11 carries for 51 yards. I mean, got some carries there, but yeah, no big plays. And a lot of Saints fans, thinking, yeah, you get Alvin Kamara back. Your running game is fixed. Not against this Bucs defense. Not so much. Not so much. Offensive line still has some problems. And that's credit to where credit is due. Big Vita sealing the deal. Absolutely good stuff there. Bears suck. Yeah, they do suck, man. I'm sorry.
This guy sucks.
It's been a long season for Mr. Roger Shoe.
Acknowledge me.
I'll acknowledge him. I don't expect a call from him. It would be nice to get a call from Roger Shoe, but Roger Shoe has gone crickets. So, man, I was close with my prediction. It should have been 27, but the 2-point failed. 3 turnovers, like I said. Good stuff, Ryan. Thanks a lot for the prediction. As we put it out there on Facebook, lots of positivity. Lots of people believing in the Bucs. Some people still not believing in the Bucs. But I told you, this is a good team. Are they a great team? Maybe not now, but they're figuring it out. With the injuries that they've had, they're still figuring it out on offense. They're definitely not figuring it out on defense. They need to get healthy on defense because it would be that much better. How much better would this defensive line rotation be with Kalijah Kancey? Right? How much better would this secondary be with Jamel Dean? Ryan Nail, hopefully it's not a long-term thing. Concussion protocol. Those are tricky situations. But again, D. Delaney comes in. You don't hear from him. Paul said it best. You don't hear from Carlton Davis today. Why? Not committing any penalties. Not giving up any big plays. That's the reason why you pay him as a top 10 corner. Because he shuts down your top wide receiver. Olave for the game. What did he do? He do anything? What did he do in this game? Let's see here. Michael Thomas, slant boy, 4 catches for 53 yards. Rashard Shaheed, 3 catches for 33 yards. He's got some speed. Let's see. I'm looking. Chris Olave. Get this. You ready? Drum roll. Here's the drum roll. One catch for 4 yards. And that is not only a product of Carlton Davis, that is a product of Christian Etienne. That is a product of Zion McCollum. That is a product of Antoine Winfield Jr. That is a product of D. Delaney. That is a product of a Todd Bowles defense that said, you know what? We're going to shut down this passing game today, and we're going to take away your biggest weapon. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's great coaching. It's called Bill Belichick coaching right there, and they did it today. 1 catch for 4 yards.
Shut up!
Yep, there you go. All right, so good stuff there. Harry Burke, sorry about the mess in the Windy City. Look, flush it out of the locker room. You know I'm right. Laugh out loud. Roger, you said I was insane to say that the Bears were going to be in last place in the division, and guess what? They are. The game was a shades of Super Bowl 55. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you as always. Did you ever think Europe over USA? Yes, they did win. Tell you what, let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Peter, what's going on? It's Eric, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Eric. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Bucs win, going into the bye week.
Yeah. Are you excited about that?
Oh, yeah. Beat the Saints 3 straight times. Got some injuries, so
yeah.
bye week's coming at a good time.
Yeah, why do you sound so down? You should be pumped up. Let's start this call over again. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in first place all alone in the NFC South. Who am I speaking with?
Eric, go Bucs.
Yeah, that's where it's
Yeah,
at right
sorry.
there. Goodness gracious. What are we doing here,
Sorry.
guys? It's not a funeral. You guys can get
Yeah.
excited about this. This is for the fans. Come on, get excited. All right, tell me. Give me some analysis on the game.
I mean, Evans goes out early in the game. Baker gets hit, and then he just took it from there. Defense played well.
Yep.
Offense moved the ball. Defense played great. Neal goes out. You don't have Dean, but McCollum, Olave had one catch for 4 yards.
Yeah, one catch for 4 yards. Yes.
Winfield saved a touchdown.
Yep.
What a play. Vita, just everyone.
Yep, everyone. And I think Baker Mayfield, you were kind of questioning Baker Mayfield. Are you questioning that move anymore? Do you like what you see out of Mayfield as your starting quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, he's thrown 2 picks, but through 4 games,
2 picks in 4 games with how many touchdowns?
Yeah.
Thrown 3 touchdowns today, 1 touchdown last week. That's 4. How many touchdowns does he have for the year at this point? Let me go ahead and check that out.
6, right?
I think that's right. Would you take that?
Yeah, and 3-1 going into the bye week.
Yeah,
I typically don't like a bye week going in.
Actually, 7 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with a 101.5 rating. That's pretty good, right?
Yes, sir.
You becoming a Baker fan?
Yeah, and they said. I mean, I think if this was a playoff game or like a Super Bowl, Evans stays in the game. I mean, he was trying to stretch out on the sideline. Didn't look too bad to me. He was going to get treatment, so that tells me. I mean, you don't want to push that.
Well, he was trying to come back in the game, tried it, got on the bike there, the exercise bike, and they said, you know what, we're not going to take any chances. And he's to that age where you don't want, because he's a big part of your offense. Let's not mince words. Mike Evans is a big part of your offense going forward.
Yeah.
So if you have the game in hand, if you think you're taking a risk to hurt him even worse for the season, you sit him down, you get him rest,
especially with the bye week,
right? And you hope that he can get healthy for the upcoming bye week. What else, Eric?
That's it. I mean, I think Evans will be good to go against the Lions.
We'll see. All right, Eric, pump it up, man. Have a good time here. Happy Victory Sunday, Happy Victory Monday, and Happy October. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot. You got to pump it up here. Am I too excited? Should I be more? Well, the Bucs won today, and it was a great day in Tampa Bay. But they have all kinds of games left over, right? How many games do they have left over? I mean, should I be like that? Is that what you guys want me to be? Is that what you want? I mean, I could do that. I don't necessarily want to do that. I want to put you guys to sleep at this point. I mean, the Bucs are only 3-1 now. All right, let's see here. Let me go out to Mike here. Finally, Harry called a winner. Gregory says, if the score 10 points a game, the defense will shut down any team and Bucs will win. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple there, Gregory. Good comment as always.
Yeah.
Let's go out to I'm right at Paul Stewart. Like I said before, the English love the Bucs. Dave, heading to London in 2 weeks, need to catch up with Paul. Very nice. Dave, the D holding call on Izzy was BS, though. I mean, the refs, they give you something. I don't know. I didn't see the call, but I didn't see the hold on that, but Michael Thomas is calling for it. He's calling for it. Shades of 2017, 2018, because that's the last time he's been relevant. Although he was their leading receiver in this game, so that should tell you everything you need to know about this offense. I'm sorry, I'm not a Thomas fan. I think he's one of the most overrated wide receivers in the National Football League and can never stay healthy. Never. One run game, hit a hundo, and for 15 carries, 59 yards isn't bad. That's not even over 26 or more. He's also made some big plays upfield. Yeah, White played well today. He ran with some authority. There was no, dancing around, going left to right. Straight up, hit the hole. Big play happens. And there were some runs in this game that were nullified for penalties, which you hate. You hate that, especially when it comes to holding. But he could have had more yards in this game. So definitely think there was a message that was sent there to the young running back, and he received it loud and clear. Nick says, nice road win. Baker never quit fighting. Good game, and a few different receivers stepped up. Absolutely good stuff. Nick, appreciate it.
Yeah!
Let's go out to Dave. You know, I'm a Trask guy, but Baker's starting to bake a cake in my heart. Well, that's special. That's a special comment. Starting to bake a cake in my heart. What about that, Dave? Good stuff. Go Bucs. What a dub and the big easy 3 in a row. The Saints fans better respect us. Agree with that.
Flawless victory.
Good stuff, KR. Pay AWJ anything you want. Baker has earned his C patch. Dude is gritty and has a dog mentality about him. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you like the content, give to Facebook stars, and of course, YouTube chats are open here on the sports web. Michael, I don't know what that is. L. Bushman. Here he's the type of guy that sends soup back at the deli. I don't know what that means, L. Bushman, but that's kind of funny.
Yeah!
Let's go out to KR. Peter, play our theme music. We shall. You like that? B-U-C-C-A-N-E-E-R-S. Go Bucs. All right, there you go. Good stuff, KR. You guys let me play music and play sound effects, and I just go crazy here. Sometimes the show goes off the rails. But damn it, I'm not going to sit here and, act like this isn't a big deal, because it is a big deal. And I know it's a big deal to you. That's why I say open phone lines if you want to get in on the action. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Taking care of business. Also, the Rays are doing their thing. 11-3 over the Blue Jays. Thanks a lot for showing up today, Blue Jays. Of course, that series, it looks like it's going to be against the Blue Jays, I believe, starting on Tuesday night. Why is that significant, ladies and gentlemen? Because it's my birthday! Yes, I'll be 25 years old. Yes, and if you believe that, I got oceanfront property in Arizona. How about 45 years old? But I feel like I'm 25, especially when the Rays win. Of course, the Bucs win. And hopefully the Lightning. USF won yesterday. How about the Bulls? How about that, huh? How about that? Huh? Yeah. I got everything here. It's a whole soundtrack here on the evolution of sports talk television. Coach Canales impressed me with his accountability. Last week showed he has potential to be a really good coach. He shows he is learning and adapting to being an offensive coordinator. Jay Garrison, the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Buck Power Stewart. Yes. The Bears. That's all needs to be said at this point. They blew the lead today. Bad teams are bad teams. Good teams find ways to win, and bad teams find ways to lose. I'm completely subscribed to that theory now. Absolutely. Who cares about the Bears, Greek? Crappy city with a crappy football team. What's new?
Oh, yeah!
Nice divisional road win. Absolutely. Tim, great comment as
Flawless
always.
victory.
Let's go out to Dave. Yaya is better than JTS. We shall see about that. How much more playing time? As many beers as plates of press box food Peter normally has. Man, I tell you right now, love the press box and love, you don't eat lunch. You got to take advantage of it, right? My dad used to say something, if it's free, it's for me. And seeing as the Bucs are, credentialing me in the press box, I'm going to take advantage of all that great food there. You got hot dogs. I don't really eat that. I mean, if I want to eat a hot dog, I'll stay at home or go to a baseball game. I'm going to the press box, eat some pork loin, eat some steak, maybe, medium well, not totally well done. Take advantage of it. Eat some salad too. I know Ben Cornett's out there, so absolutely. Definitely do that. Mike sounds like he is baked. Laugh out loud. I think
yeah.
That's all right. Mark says, I believe in Mayfield. Absolutely. I mean, that's my question. After this performance today, do you have any more doubts about Baker Mayfield? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So Mark says he believes in Mayfield. Let's go, Bucs. Hey, Peter H. Blake. What's going on, Cornell? Go, Bucs. Go, Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go, Bucs.
Flawless victory.
Go, Bucs. Scott says, I talked to Paul the whole game. I'm in some of those picks behind him. You are. We know that. Ben is laughing, having a good time. Chris, this guy sounds slow. That's okay. That's all right. Some guys are not all pumped up. Some guys can be just a little bit nervous when they're on the sports web. I get that. You have the Rolex reporter here. What time is it? It's my time. And, of course, for the Tampa Bay sports fan that tunes into the show, it's your time for your first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How about that? All right, let's go out to Scott Bradford. The secondary play lights out, especially Winfield. Again, what can you say about this man? I mean, honestly, you look at the box score here. Let's go out to the statistics. 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and, of course, a caused fumble with the peanut punch from Charles Tillman, a little Chicago reference there, and a fumble recovery and a partridge in a pear tree because we are almost to the holiday season. And, of course, the Saints were in a giving mood today with the 3 turnovers. Uh-oh. Let's go out to Ben. JP would have hung up. You're exactly right. But I try to be a little bit more lenient because I understand the Bucs fan. I understand because why? I grew up as a Bucs fan. Still a Bucs fan here, but also trying to be unbiased on this show. But I love you fans. I do. I love the passion. I love the emotion. But please, when you come on the show, be ready to go. Here we go. Let's try this out. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Bring it.
Peter, I had to call. It's your buddy KR.
What's up, KR? You ready to bring this today? Come on, man. Show me some emotion here.
It's been an awesome weekend.
Yes, it has.
I can definitely say that.
Yes, it has.
My alma mater, USF, beat Navy, and we're number 1 in the AAC, and the Buccaneers are top of the NFC South.
What is going on?
Awesome weekend.
Yes, exactly, KR.
The Bay is doing beautiful right now, and we have the Rays in the playoffs again, and now we got hockey right around the corner. It's just been a great weekend. I can just clearly say it's been great.
It's been great. It's been a great weekend. I love that. You Tim Tebow'd me there with all the greats. So with all that being said, what did you see out of this game that was great, KR?
The team showed their grittiness. They played their asses off. They showed the Saints that we're not going to back down. We're not going to be the punching bag as all these so-called experts say that we're going to be. We just really went out there and played our game. And yes, Coach Bowles has definitely put his footprint on this team and showed that this team is not going to stop. They're not going to give up. We had a struggle against the Eagles last week, but we just, we took our lumps on the chin and said, you know what? We're not going to let the Saints come in and beat us down. We're going to go out there and show them that we're here to play just as much as they are. And that's what we did. We played a complete game, and without the one Baker turnover, we played overall solid football, and that's impressive. So that's going into the bye week, and I just want to see it move on against a very good Detroit team, because Detroit looks like they might be a very dangerous team to look at in the future.
Well, absolutely. And, beating Kansas City on the road, beating Green Bay on the road, much improved offense with Jared Goff, developing that confidence from last year, a guy that was basically left for dead. Detroit has gotten the best out of him. You add weapons there with Brown on the outside as a wide receiver. You also have Jamison Williams coming back to the fold there. You got Jamel Gibbs, who they got. They got Laporta, a tight end out of Iowa who's shown up. So, yes, this Detroit Lions team is definitely going to be a challenge. The Bucs are going to have an opportunity to lick their wounds here, get healthy out of the bye week, and then come out for a home game October 15th versus the Lions in a creamsicle spectacular.
Heck yeah. But wouldn't it be awesome that we got this game flexed to be actually the America's Game of the Week, so all America can see these two young and upcoming teams play against each other, which is going to be great as a big nod to them playing their throwbacks.
I'm in favor of it. And I get a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth from the national media perspective of what the Bucs are. But, again, put it in perspective. They kept themselves in that game versus Philadelphia. It was an ugly game for the majority of it until they scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter. But once again, it could have been a lot worse. And once again, the Bucs were really banged up. I would like to see this team fully healthy and ready to go at 100%. And I feel like we may be able to see the true potential of this team going forward. But I agree with you. It would be nice to be flexed.
100% agree with that. And definitely, I can also say you can see that both Coach Campbell and Coach Bowles kind of mimic each other, the way they bring their energy to the team. Like you can see Coach Campbell, he's considered an old football meathead, the way his mentality, but his team gravitates towards that. And that's what is impressive me as watching them play. And with Coach Bowles, he's just showing this Buccaneer team that, our chips may be, down. We may not be the darlings of the NFL, but we're going to fight. We're going to punch you in the face. And you might want to give us a little bit of respect because we're not a pushover either. So,
completely
it's
agree.
Funny. Look at the two quarterbacks, Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield. Who would think that both guys that were purely afterthoughts in the NFL are leading their teams to respectable records?
I don't think anybody
needs to be talked about.
Yeah, it's absolutely going to be talked about, and you hope it's going to be talked about on the week of the game. I know we'll be talking about it here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, but you're exactly right. Turnaround for Jared Goff, turnaround for Baker Mayfield, and it just shows you when you have stability, when you have good coaching, and when you have the proper weapons around you. And let's face it, going back to Baker Mayfield, has he ever had those type of weapons? Say whatever you want to about Odell Beckham. I think that's more of a distraction.
Only in his college at OU, he's had those weapons.
Correct.
Not in his NFL career. He's kind of had maybe one weapon, but as you can see, Odell's kind of been a one-trick pony most of his career, but he's mostly been injured. So
I feel like he's living off that one catch. I mean, that's what I feel like it always is with Odell. The one trick pony. Good stuff, KR. Anything else here on the sports web, my friend?
Overall, very, very impressive, weekend for the Tampa Bay area. And also, too, if you saw NXT had a wonderful show last night.
Yes.
So I know you're going to look forward to that on Wednesday night so we can talk about it on Turnbuckle Talk. But it was a great show overall.
You're the man. You tune into the shows. You listen to Turnbuckle Talk. Use that second call, my friend. Let me give it the horns.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Yes, sir. There you go.
How about them Bucs, baby?
There you go. Give him the Byron. Even though Byron is gone, I haven't changed it. I don't know why. I just like it. How about them Bucs, baby? Go Bucs. Absolutely here on the Sports Web. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 after the Bucs take care of business over the New Orleans Saints today to claim first place in the NFC South 26-9. Let's go back out to these comments as we will read them. And then if we get no more comments and no calls, we'll end it up for the night. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And we'll be back tomorrow from 5 to 7 from the patio on the JP Peterson Show as I co-host and produce that. And then who knows? If you're good, maybe I'll give you a Sports Web on a Monday night reaction. How about that? Right before. How about that? All right. Let's see here. The secondary played lights out, especially Winfield. I already said that one. I'm not going to hang up. I don't like to hang up on people. I really don't. I just don't like to do that. Go Bucs. Absolutely go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Megan says, for all those Baker haters now, 3-1, let's effing go. Chris says, Winfield is making a name for himself. Absolutely is. Great defensive game plan, says Scott. Great stuff there. Bucs secondary gets hurt way too much. Go with these young guys. You have no value if you can't stay healthy. But you know how talented Jamel Dean is. And when he gets healthy, you have a formidable secondary. It makes your secondary better. Zion McCollum is a young piece who played well today. Can he continue that? If he can, that's the reason why I think this Bucs organization was excited about getting him in those, fifth round pick. And a lot of people felt like he should have gone sooner. And he's starting to develop right before your eyes. That's a good thing. D. Delaney, what can you say about him? Comes in for Ryan Neal, who's been a good player for this team. You lose one of your top starters, you don't have any big plays. I mean, that's what I'm focusing on. How many yards did Derek Carr today have? 200, 300, 400? No, about 127.
This guy sucks.
And that's, again, the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing their work. Carlton Davis played today, was huge for us. Absolutely. Randy says, McCollum did well in my eyes. Absolutely good comment.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Scott. That guy from England knows his football. He sure does. Byron Moore, one of my favorites. Peter, I felt like the wins feel so much sweeter based off the low expectations everyone gave us. 3-1. Going into the bye week, we can only get better from here. The Winston INT was the icing on the cake. Great comment. Completely agree with you on that. And you could see that was going to happen. You feel bad for Winston, but it's just like, it's going to happen. If he starts the game, he's going to give you a couple interceptions. And on that play, you're trying to win. You're trying to make something happen. It's not there. It's not there. It's an ill-advised throw. The Bucs got it. It's ill-advised. It doesn't make any sense. So, yes, that was the icing on the cake since the Super Bowl, says Randy. Paul says in his baseball and hockey and golf. Megan says crab leg throw in the INT was the chef's kiss. Thanks, Nola, for that beautiful blessing of karma. That is a great comment. Thank you, Megan. I love these comments today. Nice win, Bucs. My Bengals suck. Burrow needs to go to the IR. I mean, I don't know what to say about the Cincinnati Bengals. Ever since you gave Joe Burrow that big-time contract, and maybe it's him, it's not all on one player. But can we agree here, Jeff, that he's not 100%? Maybe he shouldn't be playing. And, of course, he gives you the best chance to win. But if he's not 100%, there's something wrong with this offense. I'll tell you right now, the defense today. Wow. Sorry about that, Jeff. Peter H. Blake, the guy you are speaking to, speaks slowly, maybe due to a stroke. Please don't rush him. Everyone can speak as quickly as you. The more excited we get, the more slowly our thoughts come to us. Just saying, I think that's a family thing. I think that's what that is. I don't know what that is. I think that may be a family thought there. I wasn't trying to make fun of anybody. I'm just trying to pump people up. He may suffer from a stroke. I hope he doesn't. I hope this game didn't give him a stroke. I nicknamed that dance the Tree Palmer. Baker Mayfield has been a great surprise for us. Just goes to show you, put a player in the right system, they will excel. Randy says Baker Mayfield is convincing the team he is a leader. He makes plays. Megan says, this is the Baker I saw in college. I love it. Completely agree with you on that. Let me go out to Robert Baker, starting to make me like him. He is confident. They show up for him. That's a team. Misador. He never lets you talk. Says who? Who's that? Misador. Am I saying that? Do I not let you talk? Or who doesn't let you talk? That's not me. I think I know who you're talking about. All right, 4 more. We're in the playoffs. And absolutely, by the way, the percentage when you're 3-1, according to Fox Sports, 64% you make the playoffs. So not bad. Peter, you know we are all Bucs here. We have to partake in alcohol while we watch the games. Go Bucs. Absolutely. I know that for so many years. Even though I'm not a big drinker, don't do any of that stuff. Kind of a straight edge. But I understand it. I get it. There have been times where a lot of Bucs fans want to drink it away, but this is not the time to do it. Of course, you can party at the end of it. Just, when you call the show, don't be nervous. It's okay. Mike, you've called the show before. Don't be nervous. Just get your thoughts together. You know what you want to say about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. You guys act like I'm the big bad wolf or something, like I'm going to hang up on you. Like, come on. I let you say what you want to say. You say it. We have a good time with it. We laugh about it. If it's stupid, we say it's stupid, and we move on. I'm not going to ban you from the show. I'm not going to cut you off. Why? You took the time to call the show. You took the time to watch the game and think about what you were going to call about. I want that. I want that interaction. I just want you to be pumped up when you do it. 3 things on this show. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. This isn't your daddy's sports talk show. It's my daddy's sports talk show. There you go. All right. Finally, we can talk about the Bucs bullying the Saints instead of the other way around. Get MK13 healthy. Agree. Randy. Woo. Woo! Yes, I can't do it like that. That's why I have the sound effect. Yes, indeed. Scott. Paul is the definition of diehard. Remember, everyone, it's 5 hours ahead in England. Paul Stewart for the Hall of Fame. Agree with you on that. Yeah. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Scott from Bradenton.
All right, Scott. Let's hear it, man. What do you think about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is this Scott? Is this Scott Bradford of Bucs Live right there?
Yes, it is.
All right, man. All right, appreciate you. I hear the energy in your voice here. Give me your thoughts after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business.
I want to talk about the offensive line.
Okay.
And the play of Tristan Wirfs.
Okay.
I mean, how he's just been like a wall on that side. And you have no pressure from Baker's left side, and it allows him to see the pressure coming at him.
Well, and that's the key, right? I mean, the big-time transition was from right tackle to left tackle. Could he be as good or better? He's better on the left side,
yes,
right?
He is.
I mean,
yes, he is.
And that's the thing. We don't talk about Tristan Wirfs because you never hear his name. It's just you just expect it, right? You just expect it. Like, you kind of expect Cam Jordan to run his mouth which he did this week, which he did in the offseason, and the Bucs to shut it with a win. So
absolutely,
it's expectations.
Yes, absolutely. The center and the right guard is the problem with our offensive line. The Baker's blind side is always protected.
Yeah. Yes. That's that's an important thing. How important is it for a left side, a left tackle to protect the quarterback's blind side? So important.
And we're seeing it. So he sees the pressure come at him, and he doesn't have to worry about his blind side.
Exactly, Scott. What else did you see today?
I saw a great play from the secondary.
Yeah, I think that's a big-time thing, and everybody was kind of worried about that going into the game. You didn't know if Carlton Davis was going to play. I think he kind of solved that with his play on the field, right? I mean, that's the reason why you're
great.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Getting Carlton back was huge. I can't stress it enough. It was huge.
Yeah.
And the undrafted rookies stepped up. They all look great.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did look good. Christian Itzian made some big plays in this game. Again, Antoine Winfield Jr. on the deep pass. You're trying to get Olave, and it would be so easy. And you've seen this for so many years watching Bucs football with losing technique or getting desperate. And sure enough, Winfield covers enough ground, puts his hand up, doesn't hold, doesn't do anything like that, tips away the pass, and it goes incomplete.
He had an outstanding game today.
Winfield did. Yes, he did.
My 3 stars of the game is definitely Winfield and Baker.
Okay.
And of course, Godwin.
Love it. I mean, Godwin there, that 42-yard third down conversion on 3rd and 7. I mean, how much money is that? What did you like about that? I know what you liked about it. What did you see with that?
I saw him break on the crossing route, and how he was left alone is beyond me.
Well, people are going to learn that Chris Godwin is getting back to the old Chris Godwin, even with him coming off that injury from last year. People forget this. He had 1,000 receiving yards, over 100 receptions, and I think he's gotten that much better. And even when Mike Evans goes out in this game, guys like Devin Tompkins steps up. I mean, how big was Tompkins today, in your opinion?
He was huge. I mean, he stepped up big time.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough of these undrafted rookies that Jason got that are on the team now.
Yeah, you need to be given some credit here where credit is due. Jason Light has definitely done a bang-up job with this roster.
He did a bang-up job on this draft for sure.
Absolutely. What else, Scott?
No, that's about it, man. Just a great show, and always great listening to you.
Hey, man, appreciate you there. Scott Bradford of Bucs Life. Let me go ahead and give you a Ric Flair. Woo! Right there. Appreciate the call. Use the second call if you want to. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Was it that bad? Did I hang up on Scott? Did I allow Scott to talk? Absolutely. That's the sports web. That's what it's all about. I still want to read where that comment's coming from. I think it's a family member. I'm pretty sure it is a family member. Let's see here. Misador says, I told you, Peter Blake, they would win if they broke 20. We are checking boxes. Absolutely. Well, Cam Jordan was right about one thing. They aren't our rivals. Exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's go out to Randy. He says, go Bucs, go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to Christopher here. Washington took Philadelphia to overtime, 34-31. I remember that. Yes, sir. The theme song. Randy says, yes, we have veterans that can step up all around. KR, go Bucs, go Bucs.
Ooh, yeah.
Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Flawless
victory.
Go Bucs. Randy says, no way. Megan says, wow, that's a lot of ifs. Randy again, one of yes, but not the greatest. Lewis says, want to know your opinion on locking up Mayfield, Evans, and White? Let's see how it goes. But right now, Baker Mayfield is playing himself into a possible contract extension. Devin White, we'll see if he can get healthy. I think for the majority of the year, besides the Philly game when he was hurt, it looked like he was dealing with the groin injury. He played better today. Let's see if he can get healthy. And then Evans, you know how I feel about it. Again, though, there's the risk of if you sign him to a deal and he's already hurt his hamstring. So how is that going to play out? But I still think you should sign Evans. Now, they'll have to figure out, because that's not their job. It's not my job, how much they're willing to pay him. But that may be a reason why they haven't extended him yet, because of the hamstring troubles in his history. But has he been the most consistent player for this team and their history? Absolutely. Offensive player? Yes, I would tend to agree. Good question, Lewis. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Dave says Winfield gets a contract over White right now. Agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Adam says Derek Carr had way too many drops today. Defense is amazing. No offensive touchdowns. Chris Godwin wins the game by tackling the defensive back on the one. Attention to detail. Never giving up. What did I tell you this week, Peter? No mainstream media gave the Bucs a chance today. And guess what, Adam? You were absolutely correct. Let's go out to Debbie Duke. Beautiful. Go Bucs. Great win. Absolutely.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to Lewis. Can you discuss if you like or dislike the way that the Saints rotate the quarterback? I think that hurts the offense to gain the momentum. Yeah, I understand where they're doing it, but I feel like, you have a quarterback there with Derek Carr who's injured. You're trying to take advantage of Taysom Hill. He could do a multitude of things. Leo Word, where he could play in the slot. He could play tight end. He could also play quarterback. I feel like he's limited, and you know exactly what he's going to do, especially in those key situations where it's 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. He's getting the ball. He's running it up the middle. Teams have seen that, and sometimes they still can't stop it. We saw that early on in the game where Hill is getting the ball. You know what's coming, and he's still able to succeed there. And that's offensive line wanting it more and getting the penetration that the Bucs defense didn't get. What do I think about it? It's a weird situation for me because, yeah, I get it. You want to do all these groupings, but I do think it takes away from, the momentum and the consistency. But that's the Saints offense. It definitely runs better with Sean Payton. It's not the same offense with maybe Pete Carmichael or Dennis Allen, right? Not the same productive offense. In fact, they've had their problems this year. Now, is that all on what they do at quarterback? I don't think so. I think it's more on the offensive line being consistent. And that was one of the big things we said in this game, right? You go from the Philadelphia Eagles, who are quite possibly the best offensive line in the league, to the Saints, who have had their problems. They have talent, but they've had their problems. So we thought this would be a good opportunity for the Bucs to get after it and get after Derek Carr, especially with him being hurt. So I think it's more of that than changing quarterbacks. But I feel like if you have two quarterbacks, you really don't have a quarterback at all. So I would rather go with your quarterbacks at the end of the day, with Derek Carr being the number one guy for the majority of the time, and then using him on those specific packages. I don't understand why you're changing quarterbacks, but again, that's their offense. I know that it's not Carr's fault, but the Saints paid him $100 million. Laugh out loud. Saints are locked in for 3 years. Yeah, absolutely. Megan says, smart to keep him out. Godwin stepped up. Tompkins, great plays. Yes, absolutely. LFG, woo.
Woo! Let's go! How about them Bucs, baby?
Good stuff, Sean. Appreciate it. Getting a pretty great protection from an O-line that everyone doubted. Sean again. Fire those cannons, PB. We shall. Defense turned up today. Winfield, absolute beast. Baker getting baked. I hate the Saints. I know you hate the Saints. I hate the Saints too. Yes, on Baker. We need him. We needed him last year. What a weak holding call on 29. Agree, Rodney. I don't know what that is, but thanks a lot for tuning in. I think you sensed something there, so appreciate it. I'm still not sold on White at running back. Now at 3-1 is looking at a Taylor trade, maybe an option. I asked Scott Reynolds this a couple of weeks ago. I don't see it happening at this point with the cap, with what you have to give up. They're going to go with White. They're going to go with Keyshawn Vaughn. You saw him involved in the offense today. I didn't see Sean Tucker today. So that was interesting to say in the least. So I think they're happy with their running back room. Now, knock on wood, if they had an injury, then you would have to definitely look maybe outside of the organization. But, Taylor also, there's question marks about, he doesn't want to play for the Colts. He wants a trade, and he may not necessarily be 100% himself. Let's go out to, Ed, I like to take your call, but it's third call. You know what? Call back. I will take a third call here. Solid game today, minus all the penalty calls. All right, Ed, third call. What do you got to say, my friend? Then we got to get going here and get some more calls on here. What do you want to say?
I agree. More people need to call in, definitely. One thing I got to say is I was really scared when I started putting Vaughn in, because you remember a few years ago, they were trying to use Vaughn, and he kept coughing up the ball. He fumbled the ball and stuff like that. So I got really nervous. But thank God he held on to the ball.
Well, he held on to the ball. He's getting an opportunity. And, of course, he was disappointed in the offseason. And right before right before the season started because of his depth position. And now, with Chase Edmonds being injured, I'm not sure about Sean Tucker, and I'm not sure what happened with Sean Tucker today. Didn't see a lot of him. I don't know if he's injured or not. Didn't see him on the injury report. So I checked that out, but it was Keyshawn Vaughn, and he's getting the opportunity. And he showed a couple of times. He definitely held on to the ball. Not great yardage, but again, they're committed to the running game, and you're also getting another running back in there to spell a White. So he'll have it. He's going to have his opportunities to show if he's a running back in this league, whether it's for the Bucs or for another team.
Right, definitely. Great game, great show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being there for us. Have a great day.
Hey, man, appreciate you. As always, great stuff there. Yeah, open phone lines if you want to get in on them. Talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What did you see out of this game? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the New Orleans Saints 26-9. Other thoughts here. We talked about Chris Godwin, Devin Tompkins, of course, Trey Palmer with the second touchdown there. With, of course, getting it all the way down at the goal line. And then Baker Mayfield throwing up top. Looked like it was going to be a Mike Evans play. It was for Trey Palmer. Caught that. You had 3 turnovers caused by the defense. You had a couple sacks in this game. So the defense, once again, showing that they're top of the line. I mean, I was shocked of how they were able to shut down this passing game. Even with all the injuries in that secondary, still able to do that. So, and it's not like the Saints don't have weapons, right? Chris Olave, you're concerned with him. Michael Thomas, you're concerned with him. Sheehan, you're concerned with him because of the speed. He broke a couple of tackles today. He made some plays, but not overly big, not big plays. Not big plays. You eliminated those big plays, which was important going forward. Solid game today, minus all the penalty calls, and that hit on Baker should have resulted in an ejection. Saints play so dirty. Good stuff, Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Agree with you, top and bottom. I mean, that was a scary hit, and I thought he was really banged up, especially his knee. You see how his knee was a little bit hyperextended. Thank God he was able to stay in the game, tough it out. He wasn't hurt because that could have been really bad. Better than Jameis. Agree, Megan. OC really felt the game and made great calls today. Absolutely. Gary says Winfield is awesome. Sean, Baker has shown heart and determination to me. He's the guy. That's it. He's balling and giving us a chance to win. I like the
flawless victory.
Sean, again, fire those cannons. We shall. Ben says Diaby showed what he could bring to the table. He's got lots of potential, very raw prospect, but I feel like eventually he's going to challenge JTS for playing time. He did it today. I think he'll do it throughout the season. That's not to say JTS isn't good. It's just to say there's lots of potential there with Diaby, and we shall see. Let's go out to Tara. No, love your excitement. Most of us are super excited and live for these games. Baker from the start, I knew was going to be one of the crew's treasures. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Adam there. I don't know what that is. Is that a Facebook Stars? I don't know, guys. Facebook Stars are available along with YouTube chats if you want to give to the calls. Appreciate you. Lightning won preseason yesterday and Friday. Absolutely. So Lightning. I got you all covered with sound effects. Peter is still the best for Bucs coverage. Appreciate you, Dave. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Christopher Cole. 2 words. Tampa Bay. Yes.
Yeah.
Or 2 words, Tampa Bay. I say Tampa, you say Bay. Tampa, and then I'm going to have somebody call back and say Bay. Say it in your house right now. Get really loud. Get somebody out there, say, well, what are you screaming? I'm screaming Bay because my favorite sports talk host is saying Tampa. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 after your Bucs are alone in first place in the NFC South, disposing of the New Orleans Saints 26-9, holding the Saints under 200 yards of passing. Amazing in itself. Wirfs versus Hutch, must-see TV. Good point. Happy early birthday, Peter, as well. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Mike D. King, any update on Mike Evans at this point? Of course, he didn't return to the game. No update as it follows. You hope it's not a serious injury. Of course, it's a hamstring, so it could be lingering. He tried to test it out, Mike, before halftime was over. The beginning of the third quarter, couldn't make it out. Bucs decided to bench him. Peter, I think you have the Paul Rudd effect. You look younger. The older you get. Love you, brother. Appreciate you, Lewis. Thank you very much. Light needs to talk to Arizona and trade for Connor. We shall see. If Carolina actually is going to get the number 1 pick after trading the number 1 pick the year before, but they wouldn't have their number 1 pick. You know who would have their number 1 pick? It would be the Chicago Bears. Yes, the Bears would own their number 1 pick, the number 1 overall pick right now, the way they're playing. And then they would also have the number 2 pick. You can't make this stuff up. It's almost like they're trying to tank. And if you look at that game today, goodness gracious, I feel bad for Bears fans. Love my Godwin. Good stuff, Cheryl. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Let me go out to Ben. Silencing the doubters. Yes, with crickets. I love that. Don't you love the crickets? You know, you don't hear any noise from the outside. You know, national media tomorrow, when you get up, and I always talk about this, right? It's October 2nd. It's Victory Monday. You're going to sit down and eat your oatmeal. You're going to sit down and eat your bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. You're going to sit down and eat some cereal. Whatever you like. French toast, I don't care. French toast sticks, guess what? It's going to taste better. You know why? Because the Bucs won. You know why it's going to be better? Because the national media, all they're going to be doing all day long is going kissing up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, saying how great Baker Mayfield has played early on in this season, how the defense is dominating, how we were wrong, how we ruled this team out. Or somebody's going to say, you know what, they're going to change. I knew it all along that the Bucs were good. That's the great thing about a Victory Monday. That's the great thing about the NFL season. And I get it. It is still early. It is still early. But Bucs fans, enjoy that Victory Monday because everything's better. You're going to get up tomorrow. You're going to go to work. Some of you are not necessarily going to like your job, but the job is going to be easier. You know why? Because your Bucs won. And some of you are not going to like your bill situation because rent is due because it's the first of the month. Yes, I can sing just a little bit there. Little Bone Thugs and Harmony. It is the first of the month and rent is due, but guess what? It doesn't matter because it is Victory Monday. And the doubters are going to be silent. They're not going to say anything. You're not going to hear any haters on Baker Mayfield. You're not going to hear anything negative about this team because they're 3-1 in the NFC South, all alone in first place. You got to love it. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Good stuff. Ben, come back to the winning game after a car show today. Love it. Fire those cannons. We shall. Wow, we got lots of comments to read here. I'll continue to read your comments. Haha, Cam Jordan. Ben again tried to hurt Baker. Vaughn entrance definitely makes White run harder. Competition great. James Flash Ludeman. If DeMar Hamlin doesn't win Comeback Player of the Year, Baker easily should win it, as your Tampa Bay Rays have defeated the Toronto Blue Jays in an update there. So let's go ahead and fire the Rays horn. There we go. I think Baker right now will definitely be up for Comeback Player of the Year if he continues to play like this. 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Will you take it, Bucs fans? Are you a believer in Baker Mayfield? Baker is baking. Is he feeling dangerous today? I wonder if anybody asked him at the press conference. Bay, says Michael. Very good. Yeah. Tim says, I wonder if Jameis has a bowl of L's after the game. Probably his breakfast isn't good because he's not eating a, what is it? What was it? Eating a W? He's not eating a W today. No, he's not. How did Otten do? Otten had a touchdown. Otten had a couple catches in this game. Otten did a good job with blocking at the point of attack. He did pretty well. Bay, thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Not the only one here. Everyone, Shadow is here. We all love the Shadow right there. James, Flash Ludeman, Bears would pick 1 and 2 if the season ended today. Absolutely right. And let's go out to Ben. I believe. So you believe in Baker? Do you fans out there believe in Baker? Open phone lines if you want to talk about it. Again, his day, 25 for 32, 246, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. We talked about that. In fact, we can go through the list of plays because we really didn't get a chance to do that. Just go through them a little bit. First drive, of course, Saints drive down. Bucs hold them to a field goal. Bucs get back the ball, 17 plays, 87 yards. Mayfield scrambles away from Cam Jordan to throw a 4-yard pass to Cade Otton. On that drive, it was huge here. White with an 11-yard pass, and when you need that, and you got 3rd and 8, you need your running back to make somebody miss. He does that. He puts you in that position where it's 1st and goal. And then also we talked about it, Mike Evans there drawing the pass interference. He also had Evans on that drive, an 18-yard pass, pass catch against Marshawn Lattimore. And again, 3 catches for 40 yards. He was out of the game with the hamstring before halftime, but he was definitely winning that battle. Bucs take the lead at 7-3. Let me go out to James. Rays and Rangers official wild card round. So it will not be the Blue Jays. It will be the Texas Rangers.
Boom,
there you go.
yeah.
And I believe that will start Tuesday night. And if you know what Tuesday night is and the significance of Tuesday night, you can go ahead and call the phone lines here, or you can write in and you're absolutely receive nothing for correct response. Sorry, guys, I'm running out of T-shirts. I don't have any T-shirts. I got to get some T-shirts for the Sports Web. Of course, Winfield Jr. with a sack. Bucs get the ball back. White picks up the first down. Tompkins for 26 on that. And then we talked about it, interception by Baker Mayfield. And then the refs give the Bucs a break there right before halftime as they ruled the player at the 1-yard line instead of a touchback, which is huge. And then Antoine Winfield Jr. calls this a fumble. You get all the way down at the goal line. And, of course, right before halftime, you get the touchdown by Trey Palmer at that point. So you feel good. You're up 14-3 at that juncture. 2nd and goal again. White for 5 yards to tie it. The fumble is by Adam Prentice. And again, instead of at the 20 or 25-yard line, you're at the 1. So it forces you to run the ball. At halftime, Baker is 18 for 23, 143, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, overall, Bucs are leading with that category. 206 total yards to 98 total yards. And at halftime, Derek Carr is 11 for 17, 61 yards. Nice. Let's go out to Ben here. He probably misses the bowl pouring milk with his accuracy. 1 throw, 1 interception. Very good. Very good. Also at halftime, White, 8 carries for 36 yards. Mike Evans, we talked about it, 3 catches for 40, but he's dealing with a hamstring injury. And again, I want to go back to this. 5 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. On the Saints side, even they have 98 total yards. Olave, 0 catches. And at that point, Alvin Kamara, 5 carries for 18 yards. They're 2 for 7 on 3rd down. You go with the second half there. Of course, it's reported that Mike Evans is out with a hamstring. All right, so let's go back out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on the Evolution after the Bucs take care of business. They're now in first place, 26-9 over the Saints. Go.
Pete, I'm way out west. You know where I'm at.
I do know where you're at, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good. So what do you think about what do we think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Listen, when we beat the Saints, it's a beautiful Sunday.
Right?
I love Jameis's passer efficiency today, 0 for 1 with the pick. I mean, we're all eating W's tonight, right? That's what's for dinner on the menu tonight.
Eating W's. I just mentioned that, how your breakfast is a lot better on a victory Monday, and it's not going to be a lot better for Jameis Winston. 1 throw, 1 interception there by Delaney, so he's eating L's tonight. That team is eating L's tonight. I think I know who this is. I don't know why I don't have your number saved here, but go ahead. Give me your name again.
Craig in Vegas.
Craig in Vegas. There you go. I knew it was Craig. Craig, what's going on, buddy? Yes, I got a new phone, and I thought my numbers were saved. I knew the voice. You haven't called in a while. Where you been, my friend?
Oh man, work has been killing me.
I'm telling you.
In school.
Yeah.
I got my oldest accepted to college now, so it's a lot. Life has changed a little bit different. I'm glad I can still squeeze in my Sundays to watch some Bucs football. So listen, today now is a big win because this team needs a bye bad with all the injuries right now. But they did enough to win today. Frustrated the Saints. The defense adjustments, I think, as the game went on, were really, really good by Todd. Only nitpick play I think I have for the really whole game is the 3rd and 1. I'm getting tired of the shotgun draws on those plays. Just put them under center. I think Sneak Vaughn showed a little bit today, running with some aggression a little bit, just hitting the hole 100%. Don't dance in that hole.
Sure.
I think it seemed to rub off on Rashad as the game went on, because when he came back in, he seemed to look like a new back, not like he did earlier. Because listen, he still reminds me of Chuck Sims 2.0, unfortunately, at times out there. But to get a win, you got Atlanta to lose this morning. You got Carolina over right now too. You own a tiebreaker now with the Saints too. You get healthy. The schedule gets a little bit easier. And I know there's some tougher games like the San Francisco game and some other ones too.
Buffalo on Thursday night. Yeah, absolutely.
And Buffalo on Thursday night.
Sure.
But take care of the division. Win those South games. Listen, you host a playoff game. One never knows too. I mean, listen, Washington took Philly to the wire today in overtime. So, one never knows. But I think, honestly, if you can get the defense healthy, I still say Clancy can be an unbelievable guy in the middle. Just the 3 or 4 plays he did play, you could see how he could dominate a game and only give Vita some breaks as well too, because he's not 100%, because he missed a couple sacks that he normally, if he had 2 arms that are healthy, he would have that today too. But get Mike healthy. We didn't get Mike suspended today. That was even better thing to happen too.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't have any craziness today. We didn't play into their BS that they try to get us into all the time. But overall, I mean, they went with Carr. That's the guy that they signed, and we dominated the game. I think we could have had a few more sacks. But overall, like, the offense was a little bit more unpredictable, which was good today because, they got some – I like the boots and waggles when they get Baker on the rollout. I think those help out too because, listen, Tom was great for us, but everybody kind of at the end knew where Tom was going to be. Just to roll the pocket, I think they help out those linemen a little bit. They don't have to hold the blocks as long too. But overall, to be as banged up as we were – the secondary beat up, Devin White on one leg out there, and literally kept them out of the end zone the whole game. Props to that whole team. They deserved a week off.
They absolutely deserved a week off. And Craig, as always, killing it here on the Sports Web. You're exactly right. And I thought Keyshawn Vaughn got that first down with the second effort. They didn't give it to him. And, of course, the Bucs have to give back the ball to the Saints. The Saints drive down. But the key was this defense not only is not giving up big plays, not giving up yardage, but when they get into that red zone, they're not giving up touchdowns.
Yes. And how big Winfield today might have earned himself a spot on the All-Pro team.
I agree. Completely agree. The way this kid is playing right now has been amazing, and he definitely deserves a contract extension like I came in with my monologue. Jason Light needs to get on the phone and get this guy a contract extension, and that's the reason why, again, we go back to it. That's the reason why you're not extending Devin White right away and Mike Evans. You have faith in Jason Light and Mike Greenberg to get this done, but Antoine Winfield Jr., Tristan Wirfs, I think they're the top priorities right now, and they're playing like it. I love Mike Evans. I love his legacy and what he's done for Tampa, but I think there's major question marks about how much money he wants, and if you give him that big-time contract, can he stay healthy for the foreseeable future with him getting up in years?
Oh, I agree. Listen, it's just like Major League Baseball when these big-time free agents sign it. Like, it's the back half of the deal that it gets to look really bad, But I do believe that Mike they'll get the right deal done. Hopefully that he's realistic too. But I agree, Winfield needs to get done. He broke up the pass to Olave, punched out the ball when Baker turned the ball over too. I mean, his sacks that he's doing, he's kind of. I mean, he looks like Rondé out there right now with the way he's blitzing as well too.
Really does.
I mean, I think honestly he was the MVP of the defense today. There wasn't anything. I mean, that makeup speed on Olave. I didn't realize Winfield was as quick as he was, but Olave's a burner, and he came back, knocked the ball, never once touched him. What is even close to a PI? I
Nope.
just thought the way he did that today was just unbelievable. So I'm kudos to this team. Short week. They're 3-1 in the South. Well needed bye. We got some home games coming up. Can't wait in a few weeks to dawn on the creamsicle. I mean, it's going to look beautiful out there to see Bucko Bruce again, all around Raymond James Stadium. I mean, this is just a great. Everybody enjoy their victory Monday tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy the victory Sunday night. Enjoy the victory Monday. I know the breakfast is going to taste better. I know rent is due, but that's not going to be bad because, again, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. You got a bye week now. You're able to get healthy and you get ready for this creamsicle game. And by the way, Craig, tune in to the Sports Web in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show, because we will be live, most likely on the field at Raymond James Stadium after the game. What do you think about that?
That's going to be awesome, too. And let me also remind someone on the Saints, too. Cam Jordan, this is a rivalry game, but maybe not for you because we're winning too many in a row. I understand it has to be two sides as well, too, but I didn't see him make a hill of beans difference today.
Nope.
That was the best thing, too. I want to see his post-game interview because, the way he chirps and gets on and stuff, he didn't have Donovan Smith to pick on today. He had to go against Tristan, and he got shut out.
Yeah, you got a shutout, and I tell you right now, when Evans was in the game, he won that matchup versus Lattimore, and I know Lattimore was trying to test him there because you could see Mike was getting upset because he was trying to grab his leg and leg whip him, and he didn't fall into it. It would have been easy to do that, but he kept his composure. He's been all about business. Mike definitely won that battle today. Craig, anything else here on the Sports Web, my friend?
No, man, and you know what? Just like the Bucs, God wins on Sunday, right?
That's it. God wins on Sunday. I freaking love that. Let me fire the horn. Craig, thanks a lot for the call here on the Evolution.
All right, take care, brother.
All right, good stuff there by Craig from Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas, all around the place, not just Florida, all around the United States. Buck Nation is alive and well, and you should be on this Victory Sunday afternoon, Sunday night here, coming in to 6 o'clock as we are almost at 2 hours on a post-game edition. Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Pete, check out the hit on the Chargers and Raiders game on the Chargers quarterback. Uh-oh. All right, let's go back to this. Of course, the Bucs hold them to a field goal. It's 14-6, 12 plays, 57 yards. But once again, the defense says, no, you're not getting anything. And they say, okay, we're going to kick the field goal. Kick the field goal there. Go back to it, 32 yards. Baker to Godwin. That's another big play in the game. Penalty on Tompkins for 5 yards. 3rd and 10. And then a 7-yard run by Baker Mayfield. And this, again, is late in the fourth quarter where you need a big-time third down conversion. Even though you're going to get the first down, guess what? It puts you in the position to kick a field goal, 51 yards. Chase McLaughlin, good. Bucs are up 17-6. 14 plays, 49 yards, 4 screens, something like 11 yards, 4 to 5 plays for the Saints there, 11 yards for Alvin Kamara. They were not allowing Kamara to get any big plays. They were hitting him in the backfield, or when he got the ball, they were hitting him there. They were not allowing him to break any tackles. So 14 plays, 49 yards for the Saints. They get another field goal, 17-9. Bucs get the ball back. Tompkins with a slant on 3rd down and 8. And then a 12-yard catch by Godwin. And then 3rd and 7, 42-yard catch by Godwin. And then 3rd and goal there, 5-yard touchdown, 23-9. They go for the 2-point conversion. Of course, they don't get it. 10 plays, 75 yards to basically say good night, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to the Saints as Devin Tompkins with the touchdown there to cap it off. So there you go. That is your story about the Bucs game. What did you see from this team today? I see Andrew Fulbert is tuning in. How do you feel about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Again, final numbers for the day. 25 for 32 for Baker Mayfield, 246, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. White, 12 for 47, but the Bucs rushed the ball for over 100 yards. Again, for the day, 33 carries for 114 yards. You had 33 passes, because Chris Godwin threw a pass in this game. I mean, a weird sequence there. You have an end around to Devin Tompkins, which you haven't seen out of this offense, and then you have some trickeration, Leo word, with Chris Godwin trying to throw. It looked like to an open wide receiver there, but the defender, give him credit, looked back at the right time. So you threw the ball 33 times total. You ran the ball 33 times total. That's pretty good balance for 114 yards. Again, leading the day. Chris Godwin for 8 catches, 114 yards. Devin Tompkins, big-time touchdown to end off the game, 4 catches for 45. Mike Evans goes out with a hamstring injury, but definitely wins the battle versus Lattimore. 3 for 40. Rashard White, big time play there. When you need it, makes somebody miss and puts the Bucs in position there for one of their touchdowns. 3 for 22. Cade Otton with a touchdown there, early touchdown where Baker escapes Cam Jordan, does a little scale, and throws a pass there for 4 yards for a touchdown there. Leading defensively, Antoine Winford Jr., 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, caused fumble recovery, and once again, because we're in the holiday season and the Saints were in the holiday season, a partridge and a pear tree. Overall here, team numbers, the Bucs led 353 to 197. They won the turnover war there with only 1 turnover by Baker, 3 turnovers by the Saints, and 21 first downs. Time of possession for this Bucs team, 31 minutes compared to the Saints, 28. Pretty even there, but overall, the defensive effort causing 3 turnovers, sacking Derek Carr, and basically showing you the reason why you pay Carlton Davis all that money. And hats off to Jason Light in his scouting department, getting guys like Christian Itzian to be in this game. D. Delaney comes in for Ryan Nill. You don't have Jamel Dean. Secondary doesn't miss a beat. So your Tampa Bay Buccaneers now 3-1. Now going into the bye week, we'll be back. We'll be back on Monday here, 5 to 7 at the patio, live on the JP Peterson Show. And who knows, if you're nice to me, maybe I'll give you another reaction show on Monday night at 9 o'clock on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm thinking maybe I do a post-game show for the Tampa Bay Rays as they start playing against the Texas Rangers on Tuesday night. With all that being said, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Like I Love St. Pete, of course, Bucs Life, and friend me here on Facebook if you want to. And do 3 things for me after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the New Orleans Saints 26-9. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. Bucs win 26-9. Enjoy victory Sunday night and enjoy victory Monday. And we'll see you soon on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As always, as we say here to end it off, go Bucs.